I recently read Algorithms to Live by Brian Christian and Tom Griffiths. One day, you'll need to hire someone. You may hire a freelancer online to help you with your next business project. You may hire a new team member at work. Or you may hire someone to clean your house or look after your kids for a few hours a week. There are 3 computer algorithms that we can apply to hiring to efficiently solve the following 3 problems. First, among a group of qualified candidates, who should I hire? Second, how should I go about onboarding my new hire? And third, when should I move on and try someone new? To solve problem number 1, you need the selecting algorithm. There are 2 ways to fail when selecting a candidate for a position. Decide too early and miss out on better candidates, or decide too late and miss your chance to hire the best candidate. Let's pretend you have a group of 20 qualified candidates for a position you're trying to fill. You don't want to be rash and take the first person you interview, but you also don't want to spend hours interviewing all 20. Luckily, there's a third option, a mathematically proven algorithm called the 37% rule. The 37% rule states that you should evaluate 37% of your options with no intention of selecting. That is, reject the first 37% unconditionally. Then after evaluating the first 37%, pick the next option you encounter that's better than all the options you've sampled. So in the hypothetical situation of choosing between 20 qualified candidates, you should interview the first 7 candidates with zero intention of hiring any of them. Then, continue interviewing the remaining 13 and stop the instant you find a person who is better than any of the 7 you initially interviewed. The power of this method is it gives you a chance to determine your preference, and it gives you a good benchmark for which to base your final decision on. Several years ago, a graduate student named Michael Trick used the 37% rule to select his future bride. He determined that he'd date between the ages of 18 and 40. So based on the 37% rule, when he turned 26.1 years old, he should ask the first woman, who is better than all the other girls he's dated, to marry him. When he met that woman shortly after the age of 26, he said there was no doubt that she met the qualifications for this step of the algorithm. So I proposed. Isn't guaranteed to get you the result you want. It just gives you the best chance, the highest probability of getting the best outcome. The next algorithm worth knowing is what I'll call the onboarding algorithm. When you bring a new hire on board, it's hard to know how much work you should give them. You want to maximize their skills, but you don't want to give them so much work that they make mistakes, fail to meet your standards, and create a mess you need to clean up. You can use a similar algorithm to ensure the success of a new hire. Let's say you hire a freelancer and you give them a tiny task. After they return that work, on time and on spec, you double the workload. And you keep doubling until you get back work you're not satisfied with. At that point, you immediately cut the workload by half. With this exponential growth in work, you can quickly find the freelancer's capacity. Then by only increasing their workload by 1 unit at a time, you give them a chance to build back up slowly so that when they reach the level they failed at, they'll have far more confidence and will be far more likely to succeed. The next time you're struggling to select a candidate, remember the 37% rule. Determine your sample size, or sample duration, and use 37% of your sample size, or sample time, to generate a benchmark. Then select the next best option that comes your way.